Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. Before we begin this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new video that comes on board. If you have any questions, any topics, any suggestions, anything, if you want me to give you my take on anything, put it in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to do so. If you also want to connect with me on other social media outlets, don't hesitate. You can connect with me on Facebook at, actually not at, but search for me, Carlos Flores Jr. You can connect with me on Instagram by typing in at Back on Basics. And you can connect with me on X by typing also at Back on Basics. So today's topic I was going to use yesterday to do, and it's about taking micro breaks. A lot of the times we think that, in our heads, we think that we need to have this long break, right? We need to have, here in the United States, 15 to a half an hour, actually 15-minute breaks are given with so many hours working. So it has come to kind of like become automatic that a break should be right around 15 minutes. What I'm going to tell you is this. You could actually take smaller breaks, and actually those throughout the day are actually a little bit better for you because it does focus your mind and body throughout the day. So, I mean, you can check out the shorts yesterday. I can, for me, I would have anywhere from 3 to 5 minute micro breaks. And it doesn't have to be a long thing. The thing is, you have to be aware of yourself. Remember, you have to know yourself, right? That's one of the things that I've talked about. And so by knowing yourself, you know what you need to focus. Sometimes you need to focus the mind. Okay, then take a mind break, right? Do a puzzle, have a conversation with somebody, complete a task that it's easy to complete, but you'll get it done. So that way it focuses you again. You can also make sure that if it's your body, right, go for a walk around your work area. I mean, things like that. Some people, what they do is they do kind of like, it's like chair lunges. You grab on to the back of the chair and you squat, or you do lunges. You can do a lot of different things in micro breaks. Again, micro breaks can be anywhere from 3 minutes to 5 minutes. And so that's my opinion on micro breaks. Yesterday I took 2 micro breaks, and both of the micro breaks were actually around 3 minutes each. And it was great because what I did is, in my first micro break, I made sure that my mind was focused. So I did a short. And once I started talking, once I started processing things, bringing up right things and ideas and everything, my mind was ready to go back and continue working. And then the second micro break that I did was physical, because I knew that I was sitting too much, that I was sitting in front of the computer. I was sitting in front of, I was just sitting, and I was stagnant, right? I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't being active. So I went out, came out the door of the classroom that I was in. I did some, I just did some of these rotations, right? Just getting my blood flowing in my hands, because nowadays, this is what we do most of the time, right? This is you grabbing a mouse and clicking the mouse. This is you typing, right? This is you searching, right, with a mouse. So the more you do, I mean, this is what I do. I usually just do these, 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops. You can feel the blood flow throughout my arms into my hands. And it's like, you get that itchy feeling. Well, that tells you that your blood is flowing a lot more than it was when you were just sitting down. You can do, like I said, chair lunges. I've done things like just, making sure that my joints are are open and not stiff. I do this, I go backwards, right? I usually sit on my chair and I wiggle my fingers, right, all the way up. I wiggle my fingers and guess what? It's stretching my back. It is stretching my back. I do the sitting down. I also stand up and I do the same thing. I wiggle my fingers so that way I'm stretching my back, but I'm also stretching my arms. I'm stretching my chest. It's great because guess what? Now look, it feels it. I can tell you, blood is flowing. I can go back and do that. You do need to take breaks though. You do need to take 15-minute breaks because those are put in there. If you're in the United States or anywhere else where you take breaks, you do need to take them. Don't let them be just because you have to finish something. That something can wait. And remember, one of the things that we talked about before is this. If you feel like you need to finish something, right? Just write down in pencil where you left off and what your next step is, right? I'm not saying in pen, I'm saying in pencil. Because when you close that book, guess what? The next step doesn't have to be here. It will be, but it doesn't have to be here. You can just go back and open the book or open the notebook and say, oh, okay, that's the next step that I need to work on. Once you've read it a couple of times, I say 2 to 3 times, it's in your mind. It's being your mind is starting to focus. You erase it, and then you start working. And then again, if you need to take a break or you need to take your lunch or you need to take a meal break or anything, grab a pencil, write down the next step that you're going to be doing, right? And then you close it. What does that do? It tells your mind it's written down. Your mind you don't have to worry about remembering things. That's one of the things that I've talked about from the beginning, because in psychology, that's what we do. We tend to overload our brain with so much information that sometimes we tend to forget a lot more than we keep. And so we want to make sure that we kind of train our minds to focus, to know that there are some things that we don't have to keep here, or we don't have to readily just bring it out because it's already written down. And then you close your book, you close your notebook, or you fold the paper and then you move on. It's the same thing that I do with my students. So last year, I gave my students a white piece of paper, an envelope, and a pencil. And I said, look, I want you to write, because it was the first week of school. I said, I want you to write a letter to yourself. And I want you to write it to your future self. The ones at the end of the year, the one that you're going to open and read in June. What do you want your future self to know? And they wrote and they wrote and they wrote, and it was amazing because on the last week of school, I gave everybody their letters. Some of them shared with everybody else, some of them didn't, but it just brought closure. It brought closure to the school year that we had, because at the beginning there were some worries about them being able to get through the 5th or 6th grade. But by the end, because it was written, they were able to read it and say, wow, I was afraid. I was concerned that things were going to happen that weren't going to happen, and I was going to struggle in the 5th or 6th grade, but they didn't, because there was so much support, because there were so much things. So see, it's amazing, right? Again, we as human beings tend to go towards the negative first. We just have to make sure that we find different ways to focus our mind and body, so that way we can go to the positive. So make sure that you do that, because if you don't do that, then it's not going to happen. Things are not going to happen. You're going to be stagnant. You're going to slow down. So micro breaks are great to do that. Just to focus you. I mean, focusing is great, right? Letting the blood flow, right? if you're in a classroom, if you're in the office, walk around the office. You don't have to run. You don't have to do that. All you're doing is walking, and you can move, right, your arms if you want to, so that way you can increase the blood flow everywhere. So now you're increasing the blood flow here. Now you're increasing the blood flow in your body. You're increasing the blood flow in your legs. Guess what? You're ready to get active again. And it only took a micro break from 3 to 5 minutes. And so, again, I'm being very honest with you, because sometimes we're busy. I get it. Sometimes we're busy. Sometimes we forget to take breaks. We forget to take the 15-minute breaks that we're supposed to take breaks here in the United States or anywhere that where they give you a break. And so you have to create these micro breaks. You have to detach from what you're doing, from collaborating with your peers, or maybe you get a group of people and then you do that. You go and you either stretch, you sit down and you do sitting down meditation on one of the chairs. You can go out for a brisk, like a 5-minute walk around the building, outside of the building. You can just sit outside of the building, get the fresh air, right? Get some sun. And so there's different ways, but micro breaks are very important because they break that monotony. And what I mean by monotony is predictable stuff that it just happens and it happens and it happens, and essentially your mind gets unfocused because you're doing just repetitive stuff. You're doing things that that a lot of the times you can probably do it in your sleep, but you're doing it, and so you get a little not sad, but you get a little tired, mental tiredness. And so taking these micro breaks, 3 to 5 minutes, then you can get things done. Then you can get back and get it done. And I bet you, if you do that consistently, you will be able to be more productive. You will be able to interact with people in shorter amount of times. You will be able to focus more from beginning to end of work, of any activity that you're doing, of school, of studying, or writing a paper. And again, these micro breaks are great. Another thing that I wanted to also suggest, music. Some of these songs right now, they're anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes long, right? Those things get you moving, right? Look at this. I'm wearing my Def Leppard shirt. Why? Because I love Def Leppard. Again, I wish I could see them live before they retire, but it is what it is, right? I had some opportunities, but I didn't take them. But music gets you moving. Music gets you stimulated, right? If we put music on, it's like some people will dance, some people will hum, some people will tap, some people will tap their feet. I mean, as long as you're doing something, as long as you're moving something, then you're getting focused. Again, you're getting focused. So why am I telling you this? It's because it's very important to take micro breaks. It's very important to do so that way you can break that monotony in the day. And I've said it before, right? It's just sometimes work, it gets boring. It gets the same after a while. And so breaking and doing in like a 2, 3, 4, 5 minute break, stretch, jumping jacks, right? You don't have to do a lot of stuff. I get it. You're at work. Things, moving your arms, moving your shoulders. Look, I can feel it. Tingly again. I just did that. I didn't even do 30 seconds of this. And I'm already feeling it here. The blood is flowing. Look at my face is redder because now everything is flowing, and I can go backwards. Again, I'm repeating what I said earlier. I can go backwards. I can add music. I can dance, right? I can dance, yes. I can do a lot of things. You can go outside and work. You can sit under a tree and read a poem, and watch a quick YouTube, or get up to date with whatever's going on, right, in social media, if that's what you want to do. Again, there's different things. There's different things that you want to do, right? Play a game. I play Sudoku sometimes, or I play puzzle games, so that way my mind gets sharp. I like playing games. Then when I'm done, 3 to 5 minutes, I go back in. I'm focused. I get things done. Time flies by when you're having fun. Remember that saying? Time flies by when you're having fun. So let's have fun. Let's rest. Let's have these micro breaks. And make sure that you're balancing your mind and your body. Your mind and your body. Because if one of them is not balanced, then it's going to be difficult for you to get things done. So, micro breaks. 3 to 5 minutes, the most. Stretch breaks. Reading breaks. Writing breaks. Again, if you are in the middle of something, get a pencil. Write down your next step. Close your notebook. It's there. It's written down in pencil. You can erase the pencil, the writing. And then you can continue working on where you were. Or you can save it, right? Just type it in. If you're working on a computer, you're going to take a micro break. Type in, my next step will be this. Save. Start doing it. Start micro breaking. Micro breaking, right? Micro break dancing. So anyways, you see why sometimes I'm very unusual, because I think of things that we do without even knowing that we do, like micro breaks, small breaks. That's all you need to keep going. I mean, 8 hours of work in most countries, that's a lot. That's 8 hours, right? Break it into little pieces. Break it into smaller chunks, so that way you'll be more productive. Focus on what you're doing. Connect with your support system, so that way they can help you, and they can help you adapt to different things, right? Again, all you need to do is a micro activity. Anything. Def Leppard. I mean, that's music for me. I have my phone all the time. Sometimes I put in my headphones. I put music. I put instrumental music, or I put, whatever music I'm into right now. And then I get things done because I'm processing things. I'm bringing things up. And it's easier for me to have a sharp mind, because a lot of stuff I work on is on a laptop or on a desktop. It's in the clouds. I mean, it's a lot of different things. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new video that comes on board. Hit the like button. Again, micro breaks are important. That's one thing. Micro breaks, 3 to 5 minutes long. Those are micro breaks. If you want to connect with me and other social media outlets, connect with me on Facebook by searching for me, Carlos Flores Jr. Connect with me on Instagram by typing in @BackOnBasics. Connect with me on X by doing the same, typing in @BackOnBasics. So, take a micro break. Do a short video. Do a short on any topic. And that's going to be a micro break as well, because shorts are about a minute, right? And it takes about another minute to 2, or maybe even 3 to process the video and have it out. Micro videos. Remember, I call them micro bites, right? Because they're micro. They're very small bites, but they make you think. So, till next time, Back on Basics.